Hi everyone, it's winter time and I'm back with one series of stories which is going to consist of 2 stories. I hope you like them. The series is called Kings of the Orient and both these stories are from Tinkle Digest and from Amar Chitra Kathas. They are Chinese folk tales, Japanese folk tales, so I do hope you like the stories. The first story is of a great wine master, somebody who makes wine. Let's see how that story goes. Once upon a time, there was a great wine master. He was called Duncan, and he worked in China in one of the kingdoms, and he used to make very, very good wine. And he worked and worked and worked very hard. He lived with his wife and his son. And 25 years after working, he had not taken even a single holiday. So one day he said, I think it's time to take for a holiday. I'll go for a long break somewhere where I can relax. So the wife said, yes, of course. Please, you've been working for so long, you deserve the break. Why don't you go? So Duncan leaves, and as soon as he leaves, the very next day, the king's soldiers come and they knock at their door and say the king is asking for the wine master Duncan. And the wine master's wife says, but he just left for a holiday and he's not going to be back for a very long time. The soldiers were very scared because the king was a very evil man. He would harm people, he would give punishments, and he really didn't know the way to behave with people. So the soldiers were petrified. They said, no, we can't go without him. The king will have our heads for it. So please send somebody at least. So the wife looks at their son and says, this is Yuma, my son. You can take him. And Yuma decides to go, and his mother gives him some grapes, and she says that this is what your dad used to use, and she gave him some more solutions. This is what your dad used to use to make the wine. Why don't you take it? May God be with you. And little Yuma, 12 years old, went to the king with the soldiers. And when the king saw him, he said, what is this? I wanted the great wine master, but you have sent this child? I don't want to see this child and what he can do. Throw him out of the kingdom. And the soldiers quickly took the child, holding him very hard, and they took him to the edge of the city and left him out. Now, poor Yuma, 12 years old, not knowing what to do, he survived doing some odd jobs. He would broom for somebody, garden for somebody, enough till one day he could rent a room and stay there. He kept all the solutions that his mother had given him, and he mixed them in a vat and he kept them. And he kept them, covered them, and every day he used to bring something to cook food, and he would eat. But one day he saw that there was no water in the house. What would he boil the rice that he got in? And that is when he remembered the vat, and he opened it and he smelt it. It smelt amazing, it smelt different. And when he looked at it, he drank it. He found the taste to be exquisite, and he took the vinegar that he had made. It was called a cuckoo. He took the cuckoo that he had made to people who were sick, who were not feeling well, and he would give them spoonfuls, and everybody's illnesses just disappeared. Everybody knew that if they had an illness, they had to visit Yuma because his amazing cuckoo could solve any problem in the world. And he was really famous in the outskirts of the city. And that is when the king, who was, let's say, evil and who used to punish people, at that very moment he was eating a fish and the bone got lodged in his neck. And when the bone got lodged in his neck, he didn't know what to do. And it was like he was choking and he could not, and he knew that he had very less time. He thought that, oh my God, the number of heads that I have chopped off in my life, it's coming back to me. I pray for another chance at life and I will be a better king. And that is when one of his ministers suggested the cuckoo of this wonderful young boy, and Yuma thought, alright, let me go and let's see if the cuckoo helps dissolve the fishbone. The king slowly sipped the cuckoo, and very, very slowly the bone moved from the throat and disintegrated. The king was so grateful. He said, "Oh, thank you so much, my child. Who are you? You are an amazing person." And that is when Yuma said, "Sir, I am the boy who you threw out of the city many, many years back." And the king realized his folly, and he said, "I'm very sorry, my boy. I'm really sorry that this happened, and I will strive to be a better person from now." And since then, winemaker Duncan, his family, everybody stayed very, very close to the king and was well respected by the king. So I do hope you like this story. It is very important to be kind to people because you don't know when something would turn around and come right back at you, right? So what are your views on people who punish others a lot, who are not behaving very well with them? What are your views on them? Write in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next story of this series, which is also about a king who reaped the punishment for his doing again. So I'll see you soon.